stream contains strong language, depictions of fantasy violence, and law enforcement officers as protagonists. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the ancient city of Absalom, each of its 11 districts is patrolled by separate yet equally important guard units. The recently rebuilt Precipice Quarter is home to the members of the newly formed Edgewatch. These are their stories.
There we are. It's only episode 2. We're allowed to make little things like that. Welcome back, everyone, to the second installment of the Absalom and Order Twitch show. My name is Matt. I am the GM of the show. With me today are...
Brent, I play Renell on the show.
Pete, I play Pythagoras on the show.
I'm Sean, and I play Rhett on the show.
So, thank you everyone who has come back. But for myself, my memory sometimes is a little foggy after 3 weeks. So, why don't one of you, in the journal of your character, regale me with what happened in the last episode? Sean, how about you?
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm having my notes load. Give me a moment. I should be a professional. I'm not. All right. So, we met with Desk Sergeant Olio, and he looked like he was constantly on the edge of falling asleep, which is very bad when you're the desk sergeant because you need to be able to greet people when they come in. There was a female half-elf who sized up the group when we first went into the precinct. And then we met Lieutenant Lavris. Doesn't really like us or many of the new recruits. Thinks we're sloppy and lazy, but definitely loves Olio's chocolate fingers. Big note there. Big note there. We then went to the Tipsy Tangu, which was a bar for a drunken disorderly. We met 4 humanoids, and Taro Bullblade, male human champion of Caden Kalen, Bolar of Stonemoor, a male dwarf fighter, he was definitely on some sort of stimulant, dilated eyes, foam at the corner of their mouths, Skebs, female halfling rogue, and Muriel Greyleaf, female elf wizard who lost a familiar in a recent adventure. We managed to de-escalate the issue by chatting with them. They paid the bar owner back the Bellberry Breckenridge, and we fined them 5 gold. Bellberry Breckenridge, owner of the Tipsy Tango, happy we were able to solve the issue. We can come back anytime and drinks are on the house. Mariel's familiar, Runkles, died in a nearby crypt. Couldn't find out anything that caused both dilated eyes and foaming at the mouth because I fell asleep at the library. We then met with Eunice, who broke into a magic shop, who was a powerful wizard, if I believe correctly. Eunice was looking for his friend who was stolen by the owner, allegedly. Looking for Carmelinus, his master. He is the apprentice to Carmelinus. I don't know if that's the right name or right spelling, but that's what I wrote down. They were supposed to meet up at a time, and they never showed up. The master has been missing for about 2 weeks. They've been sleeping outside. Carmelinus was the owner's high school rival. We continued to patrol. We were attacked by 4 skeletons. Nisreen punched one back to where it came from, and I nearly died. That's where we left off.
Okay, so now the interesting thing about Rhett's diary is that's Rhett's kind of perspective on the things that happened. His imperfect recall, as you will. And as we go, you might find as we go from, we're not going to do them all every week, so we're just going to do one a week. So someone else will be up next week, but you might see that events may not be as you remember. But I digress. I will rely on you to remember the things as they happen. So, when last we left, you were on patrol. A little part that Rhett left out there. After the bar fight, you were sent home, and in the morning, it was the standard kind of map, patrol map, and the desk sergeant sent you out on patrol. He said you had two options. Basically, if you went clockwise or you went counterclockwise, you would hit one of the more severe things on your route first, and you hit the other one last. So you decided to go the direction which took you to Eunice and the magic shop. Then you hit the skeletons, and you continue on your patrol.
All right.
So, yes.
I was just saying, time to play the feud.
Yes, time to play the feud, indeed. Where did it go? It's arisen dead. There we go. All right, so as you continue on your patrol route, a group of fairgoers stands watching in awe as just beyond a line of guard ropes, a stone castle, complete with battlements and domed towers, marches along a wide elliptical stone track. Dozens of thick mechanical legs support its bulk, and nobles in fine dresses and coats wave from atop its walls. Suddenly, a commotion erupts from the crowd. A woman races out holding a dagger and a belt pouch. Behind her, a red-faced man points and yells, "Thief! Stop her!" And with that, let's play our intro. I hear we have brand new visuals. Is that correct, Taya?
I
Is that
can't
what we've been
wait.
told? We've been told there's new art?
Let's just play it and see what you feel.
I feel...
Peter,
Squishy.
So that looks suspiciously like the same thing it did last time.
I don't know. I think it looks
Is
better.
Theodora still in charge of the art? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, and she's kind of been putting her art all over socials too. So I think she just kind of
Great.
took over for art
Okay.
until our artists are actually finished with their current projects. So we may or may not have art available that in the next 3 weeks that we play next. I sincerely hope so, but you know, if not, I'll make sure Theodora colors them at the very least.
Okay. Great. That's what I want. Okay. Well, let's just get back to the show. So, right. So out of the crowd, a woman races out holding a dagger and a belt pouch. Behind her, a red-faced man points and yells, "Thief! Stop her!" So we are going to run this a little abstract unless you guys get into a combat, and then we'll go to the map. Okay. And I kind of hope you do get in combat with her, only because there is no visual of this character provided in the module. So I just found one, and I'm kind of proud of how bad it is.
Oh,
But
I'm
we'll
so
see how it
excited.
goes.
No.
Okay, so there's 4 of you. There's 1 of her. You can try to move to cut off her escape if you like, or you can just let her run away. It's up to you. As newly minted city guards of the Edgewatch, what would you like to do?
I would like to cut off her escape.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. Cutting off her escape is definitely the way to go.
All right.
I would like to yell, "Get around, scumbag!" and cast command.
Okay. You got a little loud there. You got a little
Sorry.
feedbacky, but casting command. Okay. And Sean?
I'd like to move to cut off her escape by sticking my little rat foot out so that they trip.
Okay, great. So let's go in the order here. So Brent, why don't you roll either athletics or acrobatics for Raynell?
All right. The one thing I didn't have open.
Character sheet?
Yes.
Well, you know, it's Pathfinder. You probably won't need it.
Don't need it. Not important at all.
Well, we're
So
waiting.
acrobatics or athletics?
Yes.
Go acrobatics.
We got there. 11. All right, Haya. What is Nisreen doing? Or can you roll her acrobatics or athletics if you're going to cut her off? Sorry.
I absolutely will. Hello.
Hi.
17.
Okay.
All right. All right, Pete. Talk to me about command. How does the command spell work?
All right, so you shout a command that's hard to ignore. You can command the target to approach you, run away, release what it's holding, drop prone, or stand in place. So when I say get on the ground, scumbag, I'm assuming that's the drop prone one.
Okay.
It costs 2 of my actions, and they get a saving throw. Will DC is 17.
Got it. Okay. All right, and Sean, Little Ratfoot, want to roll your athletics or acrobatics, whichever you choose.
So one is a -2 and one is a 0.
I would go with the -2. It sounds better.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be athletic as a little rat here. -1.
Oh, good. You rolled a natural 1.
Hero point. Hero point.
Yeah, we
Oh,
do
I mean,
have
yes.
those.
Oh, did I?
Do we have
I'm
hero
sorry. I did not give those out to everybody. I do recall. I'm going to take them all back and then deal out 1 to all players.
You know what?
Boom.
I'm gonna stick with the -1 right now because I don't feel like I don't feel like using that hero point this early in the day.
Okay. That's fine. So Rhett sticks out his foot, and he sticks out the wrong one, so he trips Raynell, who is unable to assist. Nisreen manages to cut her off, and the command from our kobold friend there succeeds. So she drops. She looks confused, but she drops to the ground. At this point, you know that command doesn't last forever. It just kind of is like you have to spend your next action doing whatever thing, right?
Yep.
So this would be a good time to capitalize and maybe restrain her, if you will. Does anybody have any means to do that?
I believe I do. I might have some manacles on me. Or at least rope at the very least.
I've got rope too. I mean, we'll move forward and try to tie her up.
Sure. If you want to tie her up, go ahead.
All right. So, you between the four of you, you pounce on her and hog tie her or tie her up, however you want to do it. And because I am now sad that I didn't get to use my character model.
Do you want to show it to us anyway?
Yeah, I want to show it to you anyway.
Right,
So let's take us to the map. Okay. So do you guys see you?
Yep.
You four there?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop.
Where'd you put her?
For whatever reason, Pythagoras is a different spot for you than he is for
Oh my gosh.
me. I don't know if you can see her.
Oh,
There you go.
I'm sorry, what?
So I looked for like female thief, and I got a bunch of hits from like Halloween costume shops. And I was like, that's too fun. So let's do that. And she's only a little bag of money, which worked out great.
I didn't think she was a thief at first. At first, I thought she was a mime.
Yep, I thought similarly, but now that sort of I mean, only a thief would, be dressed in such a fashion.
It's true.
It's true. Let me see if I can move her top bar. There we go. Or you can't see it. Only I can see it. But yeah,
Shift Z.
her. No, I got it. So yeah, she's got a little mask on. And a
I
hat,
love it.
So works out great. Anyway, let's get rid of this. Let's roll that die back to our beautiful faces and ignore this. So you managed to very handily secure her. So the red-faced man comes up panting. She stole my money pouch.
I say we search her for this money pouch. What do you have to say for yourself, young lady?
And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling Edgewatch agents.
Okay, that's it, I suppose.
I believe that's a confession. So,
In Absalom, crime does not pay, lady. Now here, and we'll look around for the coin pouch and see, just to confirm if he has his name embroidered on it or anything like that. We'll, try to get that information.
Well, she had a coin pouch in her hand when she was running toward you. Yeah. So he's like,
Okay.
That's mine. And so he'll take it unless you stop him for whatever reason.
How much was in it? Like, we'll try to get him to confirm that this is in fact his before we, go under the assumption.
There
is his
was
driver's
5 gold
license
pieces
in there?
inside. There's 5 gold pieces in various coinage inside of the pouch.
Checks out on my end.
All right, give it back to him.
Okay, so you give it back, and he kind of straightens his doublet and goes back to what he was doing in the crowd. But as you pat her down, she also has several other pouches in her possession with a total of 22 gold pieces worth of coinage.
So, as we learned last time, the way we deal with people is we either arrest them, strip them of all of their items.
Well, we can either arrest them or
and-
determine the fine of what they have on them.
Right.
Well-
Okay.
It's not an either or. If you arrest them, you also take all their stuff.
Right.
That's
You could also choose to levy a fine against them for no more than what they currently possess
Okay.
for minor crimes.
Okay.
Well, we're obviously arresting her, right? I mean, if we
Yeah.
just let her back into the crowd, she's probably just going to go back to stealing. So she needs to learn her lesson.
Well, it would be good to know where
Take
exactly where she took all of these so we can return them to the appropriate owners. Wouldn't you agree?
I start looking around for her dagger and any other weapons that she has on her.
Okay, you can take her dagger. That is, it's just a normal dagger. In addition to
to that, she has studded leather armor on and a hatchet.
I'm gonna take the hatchet as well. I'm just disarming her so that if she does get free, she doesn't have any weapons on her.
How big is this crowd here?
I mean, it's a pretty sizable crowd. You guys have to remember, this is the Radiant Festival. It is a 100-year anniversary, or I should say, it's a centennial anniversary of the Radiant Siege. So, like, this is an enormous event.
Yeah.
There are huge crowds. She is not helpful whatsoever in telling you who she stole anything from. And just looking at the money pouches and the number of people, like, there is no way. And you know full well, if you're like, anybody missing any money? People are going to be like, yes! Whether or not they really are. So there is no good way to determine who this money came from.
Okay.
All right. Let's take her back to the precinct.
And to let them get her fair judgment or trial, and perhaps she will see the error of her ways.
Yes, that sounds great. We can also turn the money into the
Quartermaster.
quartermaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the word. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So do you want to finish your patrol? Or do you want to stop your patrol and go back to the precinct?
How much do we have left?
You've gone about 3/4 of the way.
Would it be feasible if maybe one of us took her back to the precinct and then came back to finish the patrol with the rest of them?
So you're saying split the party is what you're advocating?
How else are we gonna have her tail along while we finish our patrol, or can we call another guardsman to take her on? Because we can't be like, okay, now you take yourself to the precinct, because we absolutely trust you to do that. So
Not until I have better command spells. I'll tell you that much. Turn in your weapons to the quartermaster, put yourself in the cell, and lock it behind you. Thank you very much.
Oh, man. So, I mean, there's nothing advantageous about one of you going back and then coming back directly here and then all of you going together. You might as well all go back at that point.
Yeah.
The other option would be to continue your patrol. I mean, the Edgewatch agents are spread pretty thin with everything that's going on. There isn't anybody just like standing around to like hand her off to.
okay.
So the other option would be to continue her patrol. I mean, if you want to, she could just be tied up with her hands behind her back. If one of you has actual manacles, which I think one of you does on your character sheet, you could manacle her legs. She can't. Okay, so you could manacle her legs together so that she can't move very fast, so she can't like just take off running. And then one of you would just have to be responsible for her should something else happen in the 1/4 left of your patrol.
How about we put the manacles on her, and then I'll be responsible for her for the last quarter.
What's the perception of basically parading a prisoner through the festival?
I mean,
That's
you're
my
not
other
parading
concern.
a person. We're not trying to draw attention to ourselves.
Right, you're just moving her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in addition, like going directly back is not a whole lot shorter than finishing your patrol because there's not a whole lot left of the patrol to go.
Okay.
So
Well,
if you had
then-
just found her and then went the rest of the 3/4 of the way around, that might be a little different than
Okay.
basically just
Well,
taking a little
then-
bit of a circuitous route to get back to there anyway.
Yeah, let's do that then. Let's continue. Is everyone good with continuing our patrol?
Yeah, I just have one
Yeah.
question.
Sure.
Only Agents of Edgewatch are currently patrolling within the festival. There are no regular guardsmen on duty.
Okay, so in Absalom,
Yep.
each district has their own guard sector or their own guard
That's right.
I can't think, like precinct, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the Edgewatch is the city guard. Like, there is no difference.
I
There's
see.
not, like, one city guard which patrols the whole city and then, like, individual ones. It says Edgewatch patrols here. You have no jurisdiction. If you want to go to the Puddles or you want to go to the Petal District, you have no jurisdiction there. You are not those police forces. So,
Okay.
this is your beat.
Okay, Precipice Quarter is our beat. Got it.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. Let's take her. Let's just take her along, and then we'll round back to the precinct then.
So my favorite part about this is that I get to continue to use this mini if something else happens on your way back to the precinct.
See, we did it for
Okay.
you, Matt. We did it for you.
Thank you.
Amazing. So what happens next?
All right. Nothing. You get back. Just kidding. That's definitely not going to happen.
I was gonna. You almost watched me rage disconnect from this chat.
Debating it because it was an unimportant. Okay.
Good to know.
Okay.
Thanks, chat.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Wasting
That's
20
fun.
minutes on.
I like to say filling 20 minutes of time. It's not a waste. Okay. So as you continue, you're almost done with your patrol. You see smoke and profanities rising up. I guess here profanities rising up from a cluster of food stalls near a park overlooking Absalom Harbor. The commotion centers on two particularly decrepit booths positioned across from each other, each little more than piles of haphazardly nailed boards, their peripheries scorched and smoldering. Suddenly, a clay pot flies across the intervening space, smashing against one of the scorched stalls and splattering flaming oil across several others.
Fun.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna give you. Well, let's go to the map.
You got it.
I'm gonna steal you all and take you somewhere else on the map.
We're being stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Stop! Don't steal.
So let's put you there and you there. Bam. Okay. So go south on the map to find where I've taken you.
Aha.
Is this WYSIWYG? What we see is what we get.
What?
Do we actually see goblins?
You do. I'm gonna give you a little
Solid.
bit more here.
Okay.
Once we've found our thing here. So let me show. Where's the? How is this not a thing?
What is it?
What, now I can't show to players? That's me tisking at this.
Oh,
There was a
roll
button to show to
20.
players, and I. There. I don't know why this wouldn't do it before. There.
Oh, that is amazing.
Right?
That
I can't not
art
show that to
is
you guys.
Amazing.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
A goblin beating a goblin with a chef's hat. Oh. Oh.
Precious. It's
I
bad. I
love
just kind
this.
of want to stand back and watch, be like, oh. Probably not
All
the
right. So what you
shift.
see are two goblins tussling in the street. So there was that flaming jar went across from east to west, and then two goblins ran out and started brawling with each other in the street. You see the other people around the neighboring stalls are kind of panically like looking out and looking at you and looking at them. So the two goblins are now like wrestling in the middle of the street. So let's do this. We're gonna go to initiative, mostly because I just want to make sure everybody has their turn and gets to do things, and there's no overlap there. So like nice and orderly, as it were.
You want us to play in an orderly fashion?
It's crazy. And if you remember, if you click your mini and then click an initiative, it will put the initiative on the board.
There's initiative.
So I got a 13.
You did.
I got a 14.
Mm-hmm. Sean, I might have deleted you as I was trying to delete old things. Can you just roll again and I'll make it a 23?
Okay. Unless it's higher, then give me the higher one. Yeah.
Is that a net 20?
It really is.
Good
It's really
job.
what I'm gonna roll.
Good way to waste that.
That's my next attack roll, right? Right?
I'm gonna go with no.
I just love how I've like hit the bottom of the die and the top of the die within 3 rolls. So
There is a middle of that die you can like explore if you want.
no.
No. All right.
I'm a top or a bottom of the die type of person.
Very, very interesting. Okay. Well, the goblins are very engrossed in whatever they're doing. So Pythagoras, you're going to be up first.
So there's multiple booths on fire here. Does it look like the blaze can be contained, or is it like getting out of control?
That's an excellent question. Why don't you make a perception check to determine what your character sees?
Awesome.
17.
Nice.
Okay. So you know 2 things. One, this is an oil fire. So throwing water on it is probably the worst thing you could possibly do because it's going to spread it. Also, with your keen eyes, you realize that if there was oil inside of one of the stalls and now that oil is on fire, there could be more oil in the stalls, and if the fire reaches those like probably barrels of cooking oil, there will be an explosion and there will be loss of life.
Okay.
So if you can contain it now, that would be better than not doing that.
So great at either tackling goblins or, going in and carrying out barrels or smothering fires. So you said that there are citizens that were just sort of watching and like, looking at us as to what to do. I'm going to try to start yelling out instructions to the citizens like, quick, get some cloth to smother the fires and get those barrels out of here, move. So I'm attempting diplomacy on the citizens nearby.
Okay.
Ooh, a 20.
Not too shabby. All right. Nearby shopkeepers kind of duck back into their shops. You assume to maybe carry out the things that you've done, getting cloths or things of that type. All right. So that brings us to Rhett. What you got there, Rhett?
So I'm assuming, maybe I'm assuming wrong, that I hear the screaming out of smother the fire. And I'm going to look around for sand. Is there any sand around me?
Make a perception check.
Oh boy. Ready to see the bottom of the die?
Thank you.
12.
You do not see any sand nearby. That's action 1.
All right. Action 2 is to go into the stall that is on my left.
Okay.
5, 10. Oh, if I walk there, do I catch on fire? Or is that a door wall?
There's a door here, so you can't cut that corner. So you're gonna have to go 5, 10.
5, 10. And I see the fire that I'm
So if you want to basically smother the fire when you're there, that's fine. You can try that.
Yes.
Or if you want to walk through it, then there's a reflex save to not catch yourself on fire as you move through it.
No, I would much rather try and smother it with what do I have? My face.
I mean, you can try to stomp it out.
Yeah.
Or use blankets nearby or things like that.
Yeah, I'm going to try and smother the fire.
Okay. If you spend a total of 2 actions, you can do that.
So it'll be one action this turn, one action next turn, and then you think you can smother it before it spreads.
Great. I
Okay.
will do that.
All right, Nisreen, you're up.
Nisreen is going to, seeing that her two compatriots are actually moving towards the fires, and concerned that these two will somehow find a way to continue creating fires, she will stand between them and say, "Okay, you two, knock it off," and try and pull them apart. "Look what you're doing to the rest of the stalls. Come on now. Help us fix your mess." I guess that would be a diplomacy?
You can use diplomacy or intimidation. It's up to you.
Diplomacy is better. What is with my 14s today? Yep, I rolled a 14.
You see the goblin on the left kind of stop for a moment, and the creature's like, "She's on his side," and continues to then go back to pummeling the other goblin.
Can I forcibly move them away from each other then if they're not listening to me? Or can I try again and roll it for my next action?
You could try again if you want.
Oh my god, I give up.
Well,
11.
I mean, the good news is it is not a critical failure.
Oh, thank god.
So there's that.
Alright, so I'm guessing they're just like
And then-
talking over me.
And then this one, the one that didn't speak last time, is like, "Oh, so you're on his side."
I guess that's my 3
Alright.
actions since I moved up.
You're arguing with goblins. That's appropriate.
All right, Raynell, you're up.
First, I'm gonna check on my current prisoner, or I guess it's and make sure she's not trying to escape in the commotion.
You are currently holding on to her rope, so she's not trying to escape.
Okay. Then I will attempt to mitigate this goblin disaster as well.
Okay.
By talking to them and trying to get them to separate and stop fighting, and hopefully possibly put out the fire that they created. Go ahead with diplomacy.
Okay. So you tell them to stop? What do you say?
I'm gonna say, you two stop it right now, or else things are only gonna get worse. You need to help put out this fire that you started, or else. And I'll just leave it very blanket at that.
All right. So the one on the left seems like you've gotten through to that one, and says, he points at the other goblin, and says, "She sells fried pickles."
She sells what?
Fried pickles.
And I don't think frying food is a crime in the city.
So it looks like at least that one is stopped fighting, but if the other one isn't stopped fighting, this is probably going to devolve back into a scuffle.
I'm going to. I'll do another diplomacy check directly at the other one.
Okay.
Stop fighting and tell me about your fried pickles. What is going on here? I'm so confused.
$21. Well, if you just roll 21 all the time, you're probably going to be okay.
Go
I'm
off.
so angry.
Look, if you're gonna roll one number for the entire day, you gotta pick a high number.
I don't pick it.
Okay. So yeah. So the other one says, "I sells everything fried." So,
Okay. So it's a fight between two people who are selling fried foods.
yes. So over the course of the next couple of minutes, the surrounding merchants and people manage to gather things to put the fire out. Where they help Rhett, and they manage to put that out before it reaches the highly explosive barrels in the back of that shop. It turns out when you get through all of this, and also Nisreen, since you're closest, can you make a perception check for me?
I certainly can. And
Okay.
would love to. Yeah, it's gonna be 14 anyway.
Ah! 14.
It just keeps going lower.
When we go high, or when they go high, we go low. Yeah, you don't get any more information. So, but what you garner is that there are 2 goblins here that have food stands.
Yeah.
There's probably really only room for 1 goblin food stand, even in a city as large as, or even a district as large as the Precipice Quarter. However, one of them is Pelmo's Fried Pickles. I'm sorry, Pelmo's Pickle Hut, who sells all types of pickles, including fried pickles. And the other one, who you find out is Grunka, has everything fried. I can't read forward today. Everything fried. So Pelmo took specific umbrage when Grunka started selling fried pickles, since she sells pickles, and that's all she sells. So for the moment, things have calmed down. But if you don't, I mean, it's up to you to render any kind of judgment at this point, and also try to figure out a solution maybe so it doesn't happen again.
So are the food stands next to each other or across the street from each other?
They're directly across the street from one another.
Okay, well there goes that idea.
And the
Well, they're
fires
like-
are out, like.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
At this point, the immediate danger is gone. The goblins are not scrapping in the street, and there's no flaming barrels of oil or anything being thrown across.
Excellent.
Like, how big are these stands? Are they like? I can't really see well on the map.
So,
Are they easily moved, or is it like a small hut?
the stands, the city's pretty crowded. I mean, where they're set up is where they're set up. They're probably not going to be able to move. There's like an alley, and there's like little stalls on either side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you move them to a different part of the district, then there's no real way to really maneuver them here.
And do a lot of goblins live here?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Excuse me, Grunka and Palmo. What if you two decided to work together and split the profits 50-50, be co-owners of a goblin food chain? Perhaps you could expand later into more areas, into different quarters of the city, and then who knows, in a few years you could have served 10 million fried pickles.
And they kind of look at you, and one of the goblins, the male goblin, it's like, but I'm Pelmo's Pickle Hut. I sell pickles.
What if it was Pelmo and Grunka's fried food and pickle huts.
And Grunka's like, but I want my name first.
GMP's fried food and pickle huts.
Who's G?
Grunka.
Okay.
I'm first. And I want to be first.
All right. Fried food and pickle huts. What? Oh, what if you got a mascot, someone to act as the face of your future restaurants? Maybe like a goblin clown, and we could name him Miss McPickles or something like that, and then you could call it McPickles Fried Food Hut.
Okay, guys, we're missing the point here. Is that you can give them brand, advice after this whole affair. We've got arson, we've got assault, we've got endangering the city. And do you have a license? I'd like to know if you actually, and do you have a license for this booth? Can I actually see the paperwork and the registration, please? I'll be attempting legal lore with regards to what they should have to be able to have a booth.
Okay, so each of the respective booth owners goes into their respective booths and brings out some paperwork that looks pretty official. You could make a legal lore check there.
I mean, to take a look over your paperwork. Well, it all seems like it's in order.
Yep, looks good to you.
Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, here's the stamp of the city, and I mean, his handwriting was always hard to read. Well, here's your paperwork back. Very well. Still.
Is it, well, you said assault and arson?
Yeah. You see all the fire damage up here, and you guys assaulted each other, so that's assaulting a citizen.
Well, I not press charges for assault if you not press charges for arson. That sounds like a great idea.
So you're both pressing charges on each other?
No charges.
Neither is pressing charges on the other one.
Great, so we don't have a problem here, and you two will work peacefully to see if you don't burn this side of town again. Hopefully you'll split the profits, like Red said, and collaborate, or simply one of you will stop selling pickles so the other one could be a pickle connoisseur. Now, shall we continue on our way?
Pickles.
We've got our eyes on you, buddies. If this happens again, we're not going to be so lenient. We'll have to book you.
Goblins don't like books.
I really think Mick Pickle Hut would McFried Pickle Hut would be very, very good.
I don't know about your idea about a clown pickle or whatever. That sounds a little off-putting.
Okay, a big giant purple pickle.
That makes me grimace, Sean.
And let's just keep moving. We can talk about branding ideas and colors and the like for them later. We can show them a press sheet later or something.
Yeah.
I just think
Okay.
it's a money-making opportunity.
All right, so I assume this is where Rhett's going to come after his shift is over to talk to these guys about franchise opportunities.
Yes.
But for now, the two are aware that the Edgewatch is keeping their eyes on them.
Profit sharing, 60-40, 60 to Rhett, 40 to them.
Oh no!
And as you, so is that the end of your involvement with these two for now?
For now.
Unless we have to,
Yeah, unless we have to come back.
Okay.
If we have to come back, you're both putting in the slammer, buddy. Both of you.
They kind of look at you weird, and then they kind of shrug, and then one punches the other one, And the other one punches back, and they go back to wherever they were. They're back to their respective sides.
Okay.
Okay, so that was that. So you've survived the mugging at the Walking Castle and the goblin fight, and you make it back to the precinct.
Offered franchise opportunities by Rhett. Just making sure my journal's up to date.
Okay, good. So as you come back and you take the young thief whose name you don't even know to the holding cells and bring her ill-gotten gains to the quartermaster, who makes a note of it. Are you going to keep the dagger and the hatchet, or the hatchet, or are you going to just turn them in?
I would just turn them in.
Okay.
Unless anyone wants them.
No.
No.
Okay. So, soon after you return, Sergeant Olo comes up to you in an uncharacteristically animated fashion. He says, "I've just received word that some of Knight's marvelous menagerie has gotten loose. A small zoo. I need you guys to go put things right as quickly as possible and then report back."
Oh boy.
You can count on us, sir.
Okay. Great. His eyelids droop a little bit.
Does he suddenly fall asleep?
No, but
Okay.
he seems a little more calm now that he has somebody going. But still, he seems agitated. Is it you got to handle the creatures at least on the outside of the fence? They're rampaging and hurting not just the zoo's visitors, but also the surrounding businesses.
Which creatures do you know that got loose?
It's unclear at this point, but I trust you'll figure it out.
They should be easy to spot as they're rampaging and animals.
Like I said, it's just a matter of knowing which is which and what to be prepared for. But if there's no confirmation of what animals there are, then I'm sure we can check back in with the zookeepers and they'll be able to tell us.
Good
Well,
plan.
let's head there.
Okay, so allow me to do a little behind the scenes magic. And boom, boom,
I
boom.
feel like we should have gotten more information from that thief as we escorted her
Yeah,
back. Like
yeah, kind of.
her
or
name,
at least
what she's
booked her.
doing.
Or
Well,
something.
she was uncooperative the entire time.
While Matt's doing behind the scenes magic, I just want to take a moment to talk a little bit about the charity that we are donating all proceeds,
Yes.
or part of the proceeds if we would get today. We chose the Marsha P. Johnson Institute that focus on Black trans lives and advocating and defending and bringing forward the social justice issues that they face on a daily basis, and especially now during the pandemic, to be able to give them shelter and resources and the like. Feel free to look at our panels below in the charity section. That should give you a bit more information, as well as the link to the website if you want to directly donate to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute. That would be fantastic. If not, anything you give us today, we will give a portion of that over to the Institute itself.
Thank you. I apologize. That should have been something we did at the beginning of the stream, so that got past me. But okay, so I'm going to take you on a little journey over to Knight's Marvelous Menagerie.
Ooh.
Come along with me. And we can take our watchers there too, yes?
I
yes.
just did.
Ooh, to the ray.
It's
You guys are
very
at
dark.
the top left. Did
Good
I?
Lord.
Oh, tell me I didn't. Okay. Did I not do? Why does
There's only inky darkness. Oh my god, I'm blind.
I always have issues with Roll20 lighting effects. Never a game where I don't have issues.
It's definitely
Oh,
some getting used to it for sure.
So, for whatever reason, this didn't work out like I wanted it to. So,
I can see now.
Oh, there we go. I can see as well.
so they've changed some things with dynamic lighting recently. So you guys should be able to see at this point. Hopefully, everybody can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's like two versions of dynamic lighting, and if the map has one and the characters have a different one, then the characters are blind, and it's kind of silly. But anyway, okay. So you arrive on the scene. There is a fence to your left, to the east, right, which is roughly 10 feet tall. It is a 10-foot high wooden fence surrounding the menagerie proper, enticing passerbys with colorful murals of fantastic beasts.
And where to find them?
Yeah, here. The where to find them is here. From the
No.
south, you hear a cacophony of both people yelling and the screeching and clucking of animals who have gotten loose. So, in true Pathfinder fashion, we will explore this when we come back. We're going to take a short break, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, to get something to drink, go to the bathroom, what have you. I believe, Pete, you are taking our first watch, hanging out with our viewers today.
We'll be
All right.
everyone answering questions and such.
Perfect. So we will see everybody else back here in 5-10 minutes. All right. Thanks.
Cast, remember to mute.
Don't tell me what to do.
Hey, everybody. Hope everyone is having a good day today. It helps if I have the Twitch stream on in front of me instead of to the side of me so that I can actually address any questions. One more moment. And there we go. Ideal. Yes, the news last night about Ruth Ginsburg passing, that was pretty rough. And I was having a rough day in general. But we're here today to escape the harsh realities of everything and talk a little bit about Pathfinder and Absalom and Order. So, I mean, things have been going pretty good thus far. I think I've been really helping to, impress our superiors. Yeah. Hello, Felix, KPIA, and Lee. Sometimes I'm awful by that. Okay, well, I started playing D&D in 3rd edition, and I played D&D through 3.5 and 4th. I didn't start playing Pathfinder until after, 4th for a while, and I did like Gen Con and a few others, and I had some friends in some Pathfinder Society games because I had done Living Greyhawk for a while. And I really enjoyed Pathfinder just because I was comfortable with 3rd edition. But, thank you, Felix. I'll get to that in a moment. But the 2nd edition reminds me a lot of Hackmaster, and it reminds me a lot of 2nd edition D&D, and the options that they give the characters are really varied, and there's a lot of them. So I do I do like Pathfinder 2.0 better than 3.0 just because it feels like I'm playing a different game. And then oh yeah, I love Sean's little rat guy and how my kobold will interact with him. I'm really enjoying I originally wanted to be a barrister, but in the backgrounds for the module you have to choose one, and I chose the guard one that's closest to being a barrister. The closest thing to real magic for me is probably creating a bit of a world or a storyline that people have a great memory of. Closest thing to real magic for me in that regard. So I run murder mysteries once a year, every year, at an event called Relaxicon. And it really is the way that people talk about things that happened years later, about things, where the characters were really close to their hearts, or they really, enjoyed a particular scene or event. That is why I do what I do. So my funniest glorious Nat 1 moment. It'll be hard for me to think of one for myself. I remember, and this was actually not a Nat 1 at a tabletop thing. This was like rolling a natural 1 in real life. My friend Pete and I went out to Gen Con, and my character that I played for like 5 years ended up dying in Living Greyhawk. And so Pete doesn't normally like to LARP, but I was going to a vampire LARP that night, and he was like, "Oh no, I'll come along with you," and stuff like that. And Pete, so he played a Tremere that was, like the wizard vampires, going along with a Gangrel who's like the feral vampires, who was the sheriff. And they ended up with someone that they were apprehending, and they staked them, and it turned out to be the wrong person. And Pete is not really into vampire games. He wasn't like dressed up or anything like that. He looks around at a room full of people and says, "So you're saying that you made a mistake?" And no one in the room laughed. No one in the room laughed except for me. And that was a natural one in real life that I witnessed. So that's the funniest moment that I could think of in retrospect. Well, thank you. Yeah, I really am happy. This year we kind of had to push it out last minute because we had an idea for an in-person one, and it didn't translate well into a online LARP. So we rapidly swapped it around, and we were able to get a product out there. It wasn't probably our most polished product of all time, but we were really happy with what we did get out there. And I think that's a storyline. We typically didn't tie the LARP storylines together in like an expanded universe setting, but this year we tried to tie several of the murder mysteries together to be in the same world, kind of like an American Horror Story type thing. So we'll see if we expand on that in the future. That may be something that we do more of. And of course, quarantine is probably going to continue through the next year, so it's not really responsible to get together and LARP in person. It won't be for some time, but we may explore that more. Best natural 20 moment in real life. That's a tough one. This is a PG-13 stream, so my vampire that I played in a Sabbat game was Dr. Otto von Schwartz, which was my Malkavian psychiatrist. And he was a contemporary of Freud, and we were having a conversation amongst several people, and there was a Sabbat priest that was, talking about the blood of Cain, and he said, "You really need to give in to your passions, and the things that you keep deep inside and hidden from everyone, you really need to just let those out." And my vampire psychiatrist, I will say this in a PG-13 way, said, "Well, I've always wanted to blank my mother." And when I yelled that out loud, like everyone stopped, looked over at me, and then like everyone started laughing about that. So that was probably my best moment. Was a very Freudian statement that I was able to make in a vampire LARP. Yeah, I really there's a couple of characters over the years that I really enjoyed, and that was my most recent one that I really liked a lot. Oh yeah, no, I loved having you in as the doctor's brother, and just everyone that was in the Broken Children, whether it was short or long, they added a lot to that entire storyline. The Anarch game was great. The Sabbat game was a little bit darker, so I wanted to make him a little bit more of an unhinged psychiatrist. My shirt says MagFest, which I'll plug a little bit here. I go to the Music and Gaming Fest every year, except this year it was just canceled. They actually just had a fundraiser for it to raise money because they're a nonprofit that throw it every single year. MagFest is like Gen Con in that there's a ton of gaming, board gaming, and all that other sort of stuff going on. But the thing is that they have a lot of gaming music in addition. Ninja Sex Party, Twerp, Proto Men, Bit Brigade, all of them come and play video game or gaming related music. They have some guitarists, violinists, and I'm checking with my folks just to make sure I'm not going over time on the break. Are we still good? Okay, cool. That said, it's wonderful. It's held at the Gaylord down in DC every year, which is awesome because I'm on the East Coast, so it's a shorter drive than Gen Con and such. And it's great to be able to meld music crowds and gaming crowds. If you just wanted to go and play Pathfinder and D&D all weekend, you could slot every day from morning to night and do that. If you wanted to be there just for music, you could do that too. Myself, Mike Hanlon, a few other folks all go, and we do both, so it's a lot of fun. Looks like we're about ready to swap back over from the break. At least I got one thumbs up, multiple. Okay, good deal. Well then, and away we go.
Sorry, my transitions sometimes are a little bit difficult.
I think most of us are still muted too.
Yeah,
That too.
definitely was talking. Definitely was muted.
All right.
Okay, professional.
Yeah. Ooh.
Pound sign professional.
Pound sign professional.
Yeah, it's just written out. POUNDSIGN professional. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. Or thanks for hanging out, I guess, really. Welcome back, us. I'd like to, before we get too much farther, I'd like to give a shout out to our mods in stream today, Escapist and Morph. Thank you so much for keeping things in check and slinging that band hammer as you see fit. So let's keep it classy. All right.
Can I just add one more thing? If that's
sure.
Okay. So I understand there was a little bit of a ruckus earlier in chat. And I just wanted to kind of remind people what we're doing here. So I understand that we are playing a fantastical setting, but we understand that because things in the world are not terribly good right now, especially for our Black and POC allies, and playing a game that is so very focused on law enforcement, this is why we wish to play our characters as well as possible and as respectfully as possible, and why we have also chosen that any and all, half our proceeds that we do get from streams that might go to Black and POC communities. So we do take this very seriously. I understand, there are jokes aside and the like, and we do have fun here and definitely lean into the buddy cop of it all, but it is important to kind of understand where we're coming from as well. That's all.
Yep. It's reading the room.
Yep.
Knowing what the tone is, right? All right. So there you guys were, outside of Knight's Marvelous Menagerie.
Right.
Where the inhabitants, the attractions there have somehow broken loose. So what I'm going to do is let's just continue in initiatives. Let's just give everybody roll your initiatives, and we will have other things join in as is appropriate.
or if I remember where. Oh, there it is. 14 before the stream.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know, I just can't seem to shake this 14 at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Well, you did hit 11 and 9 last encounter, so there's that.
Uh-huh. So I guess 14 is going to be my highest overall today, I suppose.
It's better than bad. Okay.
Huh.
So, starting our group here, technically, Rhett and Pythagoras have the same initiative. Does one of you want to champion going first, or?
You sure? Okay. Then yes, I will take firsties.
Okay.
And just for my clarification, what is on the left hand? So, to the right, you mentioned there's the mural with the fence and stuff like that, or to the east?
To the east, right? So to the east, there is a fence. It's a big wooden fence. You can kind of see through it, not really well, with posters on it with different fantastical beasts that are being advertised inside of Knight's Marvelous Menagerie.
And then what is this building to the west?
Well, you're not familiar with this part of the city there, Rhett. Maybe if you looked inside, you'd figure it out.
Great. Okay, just wanted to make sure. And if I look directly
At the sun.
yes,
Ooh.
south. If I look directly at the sun, I'll be blind. But if I look directly
Yes.
south, do I see that?
You see whatever you see.
Okay, great. So my first action is going to try to identify whatever that is all the way down south.
Okay. It's hard for you to see it. It's kind of poking its head up. These are actually tents.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, you're catching little bits of comb there. If you want to make a lore check, this creature would be some type of lore, right?
maybe.
There it is.
I'd hope so.
I believe it's nature.
Nature. All right. Oh.
Yes, it is nature.
11.
From what you can tell, it's a giant overgrown rooster. That's all you know.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
They
So
grow
I
big
will-
in wherever this is from.
There's a big. Oh, I want to make a joke. There's a big rooster.
We
I
are
think we're marking
marking
shore, right?
shore, so
Okay, good.
A giant rooster. And then I'm going to, for my second action, I'm going to move. Are these little dots? Is this a solid wall, or is that like? Can I see through it? Is it like windows or bars or?
So what these are pillars. This is an open air. So this wall to the north side of this building is solid. It
Okay.
is a stone wall. But these are just pillars. It is open to the air on the east side.
Great. So then I'm going to start moving for my second action.
Okay.
5, 10. Oh my goodness. What
So
is
let me-
that?
Let me read you what that is. Shouting and the sounds of clanging and breaking emerge from the open-air entrance of a blacksmith shop, bearing a sign reading Harva's Ironworks. Inside, a large man wearing a turban and leather blacksmith apron flails with a broom at a 5-foot-long lobster-like monster, shouting, "Out! Out, you feather-faced bastard!"
That's a lobstrosity. I'm going to I'm going to do my third action to try and identify this.
Mm-hmm. So that one,
Also nature.
I think it's actually a cult.
Oh, I'm actually really good at this. Watch me
Oh,
roll.
well, then
a
it's
one.
not a cult.
It's a 10. I rolled a
10.
3. And I got a 10.
That is a giant feather-faced lobster. You've heard of them. Why it's out of water? It's probably looking for water. You know, blacksmith shops typically have like a barrel of water to dunk their like in-process goods in. That's probably what it is. It's looking for the water.
Well, those are my 3 actions. So I'm gonna also announce, feather-faced lobster, attacking a man.
Yeah, because that's a cool word I've heard before.
So that's my turn. Those are my 3 actions.
Okay. So that would bring it to Pythagoras. Aren't you glad you decided not to go first?
Yes. Pythagoras is going to start off with casting Sanctuary on himself.
Ooh.
Okay. And how many actions is that?
To 1.
Okay.
And it mostly will just ward me if something tries to attack me. They'll have to roll a saving throw. And move
Okay.
on to here. Which is the entrance? Is it all open air here? Like you can just walk in?
Yes, the entire eastern side of this building is open. You can walk in. You couldn't go diagonally because there's a pillar in the way, but any orthogonal way to enter is fine.
I'm going to walk in and I'm going to try to, because I'm unaware of the water aspect of it, because he yelled what it was and I have no idea what the hell it is. I'm going to be trying to attract its attention and sort of lead it away, like get it away from the blacksmith in some means or capacity. I don't know if that'd be either deception or diplomacy or nature or something like that.
Typically, it would be a nature check if it was an animal.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as you know, it's a feather-faced lobster, so sure.
Okay. I'll attempt like a nature, like animal handling type thing. Makes sense. Makes sense. I'll use a hero point, my hero point in that instance. To get rid of that natural 1, so I can get that out there.
Okay, yes, please. Thank you.
And then I'm going to try nature again. Better, haha.
Well done.
Okay, so
Good boy. Good feather-faced lobster. Here. Want something to eat, buddy? Over this way.
So I have a question. Maybe Sean, you can help me with this. When you're identifying creatures, it's recall knowledge, correct?
Correct.
So I don't see in the recall knowledge entry about types of creatures for each different type of knowledge. That was very specific in Pathfinder First Edition. This one, it seems a little more.
So, I will admit that
Amorphous.
It is still something that is a bit vague for me. There is a table, and I will find it while other people are going, but I use a tool called pf2.easytool that if you type in the creature, it gives you the knowledge and the difficulty of it.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Well, look up feather-faced lobster and see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
Nice try, Sean. All right. You're like, nice feather-faced lobster. Calm down, buddy. And this thing, you see it like rear back, and it almost seems like it's inhaling.
Oh no.
And then it starts making like a chittering sound.
I hate bugs. I hate bugs of all types. Not a fan.
And at that point, we're going to insert our feather-faced lobster into the initiative order. Boop.
Do we have to?
Perfect. That actually is great, because he goes next.
Well, he's obviously listening to my commands.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Okay. So, Pythagoras, what type of armor are you wearing?
I'm pretty sure it's either none or it's, let me see here. I might have gotten padded because we talked about it a little back and forth. Looking at armor. No, I don't think I have any because I don't start with a feat as a cleric. So, yep.
Okay.
I'm just basically just in clothes.
Okay. And are you wielding any weapons?
I do have a crossbow, but I'm not wielding it currently. I'm trying to keep my hands out and just, indicate to him that, hey, just come on, buddy, come with me. Like we're gonna get you something to eat, like this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. How about you, Rhett? That's you, Sean.
I know. I'm thinking. I don't know.
That's funny. I don't even have a melee weapon, which I guess makes sense. Yeah.
I have a short sword and a sap and a crossbow.
Okay. So, yeah, it does no reason to pick one of you or the other, because no one said that they had weapons out, so I'm assuming they don't.
No. I was
So
moving
it
to
is
the
going
giant
to-
rooster, and then
Yeah.
this thing showed up.
So the feathered lobster skitters up to Pythagoras, and it tries to show you its love
Yay!
Aww.
hard in the face.
Oh.
Get the will save.
I also have studded
Oh.
leather armor, if that makes a difference.
It's mostly one thing. So, what is the will save it has to make?
DC is 17.
DC 17. Okay, I think that's basically almost all of your abilities are 17
Yeah, pretty much across the board.
at this
Right now,
level.
I'm only using Command and Sanctuary, the two spells I use.
Okay, so let's see.
An officer of the peace.
It's true. So a 22 would be enough then?
Yeah, that would be above a 17, significantly, yes.
Okay, so that's a success, not a critical success. The creature can attempt its attack and any other attacks against the target this turn. So it is going to try to hit you with its tail first. That would be a 17 to attack.
That would hit.
All right. So it does 8 bludgeoning damage, and it knocks you prone.
Ow.
And what does the will save on Sanctuary do?
If they fail the will save, I don't think I get an attack. Is that correct, Pete? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
If they succeed, the creature can attempt its attack and any other attacks against the target this turn. Failure, the creature can't attack the target this turn and wastes the action. It can attempt further attacks against me this turn. Critical failure, he ends up wasting the action and can't attempt to attack the target for the rest of the duration. But he's good to keep on attacking me.
Right. This turn. I think I have to redo it every turn, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, and then with his third action, his third action, he is going to try to bite. And that is a 13. Now remember, you are prone, which makes you flat-footed. So it's -2 to your AC.
Oh, -2 to my AC. I was about to say, I'm at 14, and I think that's just my AC. So if it's -2, then 12. So he got me.
Okay. So that does 9 damage.
Alrighty, I am unconscious.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
He's just trying to.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a little. So that means you didn't crit when he took you down. So we're gonna put you at dying 1. And that is the feathered lobster's turn. Nisreen, you're up. I think you can.
Sorry,
You
go
see
ahead.
him? I think you can. Yeah.
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything to heal him, unfortunately. So, Nisreen, seeing the imminent danger, she's going to sudden charge, which makes me do a quick sprint, and I dash up to my foe and I swing.
Okay.
If I end my movement within melee range of at least one enemy, I can make a melee strike against it. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm not doing burrowing, flying, or climbing, so it's fine.
Okay.
So I stride up to it, and I want to make note that I'm doing non-lethal damage. I'm hoping to knock it out and not kill it.
Okay.
Because we want to return these to the menagerie safely, correct?
Correct.
Excellent.
If at all possible.
Okay.
Matt, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
So in the player's guide for this adventure path, it states that unless we state otherwise, we do non-lethal. Is that how we want to play it? Or do we want to just say, unless we state otherwise, we're doing lethal? Does that make
Good
sense?
question. Yeah.
Sure, that's good. So I'm going to make an executive decision and just say we're going to go with the player's guide. You guys are, city guard. Your job is to, protect the populace, sometimes from each other. But that means more often than not killing people. So I'm going to say if it's a living creature, I'm going to assume you're doing non-lethal unless it's a weapon you can't do non-lethal with. Like, I don't know, crossbow. I would feel weird about doing non-lethal with a crossbow. But any melee weapons, I think you can...
What about spells?
Fire's fire. So I don't think you could do non-lethal that way.
Okay.
But I would say with any kind of melee weapon, I'm going to assume, unless you tell me otherwise, that you are doing non-lethal.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that before.
Nope, it's a good point to go to.
And that was why I didn't use Radiant Bolt or whatever it is, because again, I just don't think that you can do non-lethal with that. So.
Right.
Correct. I would agree.
Well, what would you say about a spell like Daze, where it does mental damage to the target?
I'm going to say that unless it says non-lethal, that spells are pretty much lethal.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right, so
I'm gonna
Nisreen.
roll for my fists because I chose to be a brawler for this very reason. How is a
Woof.
25? That's right. I'm bringing it back.
So, fun fact, a 25 is not a critical hit.
Dang it.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
It's actually barely a hit, but you did hit, so let's go
Wow.
with it.
Rude. All right.
I'm
well,
surprised as well. Is this right?
I don't like that you said it's barely a hit. I don't
Yeah.
like that part. The fact that it's a hit, great. Barely a hit, not so great.
Yeah. That doesn't. We're still level 1, guys. What?
Nope, I'm using the right stats. Good luck.
Oh,
We're level 1. Apparently, half of us aren't wearing armor.
Right.
In second edition, to be fair, your proficiency with whatever you're doing is more important than the
Yeah.
thing that you're doing. So having heavy armor when you're not proficient with it is way worse than just being naked and being proficient with it being naked.
I plan on getting armor eventually, if I live.
Yeah.
if you live at this point, that's a good question.
All right, sorry, Nisreen, you hit. You did 6 damage. That is your first 2 actions, I believe.
Man, originally I had like trail rations with me. I was gonna try and I don't know, tempt it elsewhere, but it took down one of my friends, and now I'm mad. So I'm gonna swing again and miss. Is that a critical miss? With a 6.
I just have to wait for a second. 6, that's definitely a crit miss.
All right, let's see how I do.
Definitely.
Remind me, is the crit miss deck blue or green?
Blue.
Blue is
Green
bad.
for go, blue for bad.
Blue for boo.
Okay. Remember, you do have a hero point if you don't want to take that crit miss.
You know what? I'm gonna give you my hero point. Cause
All right.
why not? Hello, hero point, please.
That's what they're there for, right?
Here, I feed.
There you go.
I'm gonna put it outside in the fenced area. Hopefully, you won't get it, so I can take it back. No, you already took it. Damn it.
It might be there when you get over there. Who's to say?
Hey now. All right. Oh, I can't mess this up twice, right? Right?
Yeah.
Only one way to find out. fuck! Not much better.
Significantly better. It is 4 better, which on a D20 is 20% better, right? It is also still a critical failure. So just take on that blue card there.
All right. I'm gonna draw one. Okay. It's loading. There we go. So for unarmed, I guess?
Yes.
Twisted up. You are encumbered until you spend 2 interact actions to free yourself. So I'm guessing I miss my last turn? Is that it?
No, you just get the encumbered condition.
Right, but isn't that you miss... sorry, not a turn. Don't you miss an action while being encumbered, or is it just you slower?
No, encumbered is like if you're carrying too many things. Like if you had too many items, you become encumbered.
I understand what it means, but like mechanically, is that I just move slower than I usually am?
Yes, you take a 10-foot penalty to all your speeds.
Okay.
You are also clumsy 1, which means you take a status penalty to your dexterity-based checks and DC, including AC, reflex saves, ranged attack rolls, and skill checks using acrobatics, strength, and thievery. So you take a -1 to your AC right now.
Okay.
Which is the biggest thing.
Right.
And if your punches are strength-based, so that should be fine.
Okay, so that was my second action, I believe. Nope. I moved.
3,
so that
right?
Yep. That's 3. Never mind.
All right, Raynell.
I'm gonna
Raynell and your bird.
Try to get my to use my minion. I have to spend an action giving it a command. Correct.
Correct. You use 1 action, then it gets 2 actions.
Okay. I'll decide if I want to do that. But first off, my friend is in danger and unconscious on the floor here. I'm going to move up and then try to drag him out. While I'm there, could I try to identify what this is?
Sure, it would be an action. It would be occult, I believe.
Yep. Feathered
lobster. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
For my third action, I will grab Pythagoras and try to drag him back out so he doesn't get mauled to death by the lobster.
Okay, so that would be basically act like you're encumbered, like you have 10 fewer feet of movement.
I'm just planning on going back to here, so that should be fine.
Okay. It might be redundant that he is both prone and dying, but I'll leave it on that. Okay, so those are 3 actions. Pulling him out of harm's way. Rhett.
Me!
You went down, you saw a giant oversized rooster, a feather-faced lobster, and then your friend got bit to death, got tripped with its tail, and then bit together with his pinchers. He might be dead. Unclear. What do you have to say for yourself? What are you doing? What's going on?
I'm gonna look at my friend who is bleeding right now profusely, and I'm going to battle medicine him.
Okay. So roll that beautiful bean footage. DC 15.
15 healing, sorry.
So medicine check.
Medicine, yes. Oof. 23. So
23.
I heal 2d8, I believe.
Sounds right.
Yeah, 2d8 hit points, yes. $10 points.
Nice.
Of healing.
Nice.
You unfortunately are immune to treat wounds for battle medicine for 1 day. So, but you are now conscious. So that's the first thing I've done. Second, I'm going to devise a stratagem against this feather-faced lobster.
Okay.
I roll a d20, and if I strike the creature later in this round, I get to use this roll instead. So I hope it's high. And I can use my intelligence modifier instead. So 17, and then I'm going to do. I can't. Can I recall knowledge on it again? See if I can actually figure it out.
I would say that because it's. I mean, I don't know. I think you can only do it once. Either you know something or you don't. But at the same time, that was kind of back from when you. It wasn't an action. You just either knew something or not. So now that you're taking time, I think if you want to take time in combat to do that, I'm going to allow it. At least until it becomes apparent that this is an abuse of actions.
So in recall knowledge itself, it says additional knowledge. Sometimes a character may want to follow up on a check to recall knowledge, rolling another check to discover more information. After a success, further uses of recall knowledge can yield more information, but the difficulty should be adjusted higher for each attempt. Once a character has attempted an incredibly hard check or failed a check, further attempts are fruitless.
Okay. So, I guess not.
So, no. Great. So, then
I didn't see that in my version of this, so good for you.
Yes. So, since I can't figure this thing out more, I wasted that one action, but I'm going to draw my short sword at this point.
Okay.
As my third and final action.
All right. So that brings it to the Featherface Lobster's turn. Nisreen, what type of armor are you wearing?
Scantily clad, I believe.
If
that counts.
JML bikini, right?
I'm not used to the Roll20 sheet still. I believe hide armor is what I'm wearing.
Hide armor. You guys are all very disappointing. That's fine. All right, it will attack you just normal.
Okay.
Why are we disappointing, Matt? I don't understand. Is it because we're not carrying water? Or?
Yeah, this thing loves water, and you guys aren't wearing like fish scales or anything cool, or carrying any buckets.
Yeah.
I think I just figured out what it is.
All right. So it is going to try to sweep the leg because it's Cobra Kai.
Okay.
That is a 29.
Oh.
Ugh.
Is that a critical hit?
It is.
No. Bad monster.
Well, if you had played a champion, like a liberator or something, Sean, then maybe you could say that. But no, you are a detective. You're the great mouse detective.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, Nisreen will take... So this is technically a named monster.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All of these
No.
creatures are named in here.
No. Bad monster. Bad.
Butt handed to us by the first monster, and then we're forced to retreat like our... It's like, I'm sorry, Sergeant, there's nothing we can do.
Sorry all those people died.
Honestly, I apologize. It's my fault. I think I thwacked first.
Oh, no, you're good. I got hit first, so...
Right, but
Yeah.
you got hit first. We didn't open fire, as it will, first.
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
trying to
think the
defend
issue is
you.
not opening fire. I think the issue...
Is that we're trying to defend our
Okay.
friend? Yes.
No.
Is there still a giant rooster down south that we're gonna have to deal with?
Mm-hmm.
Es posible, as they say. So the critical I got was foot smash. The target is flat-footed until the end of its next turn.
Which lowers my AC again by 2?
By 2.
2.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And you take 14 damage.
Ooh.
I'll allow it.
Luckily, that's your fighter in the front there. I don't
very
think she
good
can
one.
take too many of those. Well, you've taken a 14 damage hit. I mean, I don't know much else you can do
Yeah.
at this point. All right. It did hit, though, so it will knock you prone
Okay.
as a free action. That's right. It's a free action. Can't figure out where the hell I found that. So I got gifted these very cool, I want to call them emojis. They're not emojis. Like status icons, which are much more useful as far as being things that are appropriate to things that might happen in the game. But there's so many of them.
And there's no search function.
No, I can't figure out how they're organized.
Sad face.
Right. I'm just going to give you that. It's like an arrow to the knee. I don't know what that is, but that's...
Yeah, it looks
You're
like
prone.
it. All right, makes sense.
All right. And then for his next trick, you see it like rear back, like it's going to bite you. And then you see it inhale, and its head and its feathery mandibles start pointing at Dr. Renkaz, your little rat-faced friend.
Would that constitute an attack or allow an attack of opportunity then?
That is all flavor.
Oh. Of course it is.
Boo.
But-
Boo.
I haven't got to what it does yet. Calm down. Just give me a second.
No!
Boo.
All right. So at that point, it will start to move around you, and that, leaving a threatened square, would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Excellent. I will try and, like, grab at it. No, you stay with me! Stop it! What would that be?
I believe for an attack of opportunity, it gives you a strike specifically. You can't do anything else other than punch it
Okay,
or attack it.
Can I flavor grab? Like, I won't keep it in its place. I'm guessing it just...
Start pulling the feathers off of it.
No!
One by one.
Poor thing. Yeah, it's a strike. The strike does not count towards multiple attack penalty, and your multiple attack penalty does not apply to this strike. Okay, so I'll just smack it with a fist. How's a 20?
Ooh. Just shy.
Yeah. Had a feeling.
Oh,
No.
this is brutal. Like, when I was reading this earlier, I was like,
Yeah, because I don't
This
think we're
is
supposed
gonna
to be
be tough.
fighting it.
I don't want to give away anything else, but if you guys maybe make perception checks at the feather-faced lobster, you might figure out what's going on, or may get some kind of indication. But that is a miss on the swing. So it will move over to Rhett, and it will try to disarm your short sword.
I don't like that. Stop it.
Okay, so it is one action. And it's an athletics check. And it's athletics versus your reflex DC. So what is your reflex DC? 16?
Yes. 10 plus my modifier is 16.
Correct. Yep. So it got a 23, so that's going to be enough.
Yep.
So you get a -2 to use that weapon. But in addition, the weapon starts to corrode. So it comes closer and it starts whipping its feathers at your short sword, looks like it's trying to knock it out of your hand. As it does, the short sword is like corroding as you're holding it.
Okay.
And it takes...
Super.
This is fine. This is fine.
The short sword takes 7 damage, which ignores hardness.
Oh, I don't like that.
Shit.
It's a standard short sword, hardness 9, but you don't tell me how many HP you have. All right, I will look up how much
Okay.
HP it
Is
has.
That's fine.
Isn't it standard 10? No?
Maybe. Let's see.
Well,
Anyway,
you can figure it out.
Yeah.
You have a couple turns to go here, and that will be its turn. Pythagoras, you're awake, and the feather-faced lobster has just charged up next to you to tickle your friend. Maybe it's tough to tell.
Aw, he's still trying to play. I stand up and I attempt to use 2 actions with Divine Font to heal Nisreen.
You're the
Okay.
best.
Let me see here. So that would be, I think 1d8 plus 8 because I'm using 2 actions, I think.
Sounds correct.
14.
Nice.
Hey,
Hey,
perfect.
it's that number.
And that'll be all of my actions. So.
Okay, so I cannot for the life of me find that little icon. Oh, there it is. Whew, there it is. Okay. So now you are wounded 1, but you're no longer prone. Nisreen is back to full. Well, things aren't looking as bad as they were. Speaking of Nisreen, it's your turn.
Nisreen, down from below, or on the floor as she is, does feel a lot better, but she wants to look at this creature and see what's up.
What up with that?
I give up. It's feathery, I bet.
So, you don't know much about feather-faced lobsters, but this one seems to be foaming black foam in its mouth.
Black
That
foam.
might be normal.
Okay. I think I have a water skin. I do have a water skin. So for my
Okay.
second action then, because perception is she will stand up.
Okay, second action, stand up.
And she will like put some of it in her. She'll squirt a little bit of the water at it, and then put some in her hands and kind of like try and coax it back towards her.
Okay, I'll let you make a reflexive perception check on that.
Okay. Please work. Oh, thank goodness. 20.
It doesn't seem particularly interested in your water.
Okay, she'll try and like clean the foam.
That's basically the end of your turn, but just so you know, it doesn't seem to be like you. That's probably actually 4 actions, like drawing it and then putting it in your hand and doing whatever. But
well,
the result is that like you're not sure what Rhett thinks about about water and this lobster, but it doesn't seem to be interested in your water. Maybe it's specific types of water, but in any case, that'll bring it to Raynell's turn.
Did I notice what it is doing to the sword? Perception check for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Not really.
All
Seems
right,
to be
then.
tickling at him with its mandible feathers.
I
Hello.
will move.
Okay.
No, I was just thinking, sorry. I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, just to see if, like, what else is going on here. And then I'm going to cast Gaze at this lobster.
Okay.
Goes.
All right, now does days work? Is it
So
an
it's a
attack
will
roll
save.
or will save? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Will save is 22.
It beats the 16, so half damage.
All right. So it looks
So
like
it
1
takes
damage.
1 damage.
Okay. Give it a very slight headache.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So that is so you moved. I assume that the spell was 2 actions.
It was.
Okay. So move, 2 actions. You hear from inside these doors here
Okay.
the sound of screeching like some kind of giant bird. And additionally, you hear from the south the sound of clucking.
Sounds
Rhett.
like chickens.
Sounds like chickens. Rhett,
Yep.
have you figured out how many hit points your sword has left?
Yes. You know it's bad when I have to go to the physical book. So it looks like for a standard steel sword, it has a hardness of 9, 36 hit points, and 18 points till it's broken. Total of 18.
Really?
Yes.
That's super surprising. Well,
Yes.
it took 7 damage because this thing's feathery embrace ignores hardness. But
So yeah.
there is
it
definitely some
takes
pitting happening.
Yes. Okay. So looking at this creature, seeing that it has damaged my sword.
Huh?
Thank goodness it's a standard issue sword.
Well, you're probably still going to have to pay for it if you damage or destroy company property.
Yeah, I got that. I can buy. What I'm saying is, I can buy a new one and not lose any runes.
That's true. Ruins?
So I'm just. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Runes.
Oh, runes. Gotcha.
I'm just gonna give the thing the sword.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide it under under its square so it can just eat it, essentially.
Okay.
How? So I know the token is the size of a 5-foot square, but would this be a small creature, a medium creature?
I believed I described it as a 7 or 8 foot long lobster.
Okay, so that's pretty big. So a jar will not catch it.
I'm sorry, it's a 5 foot long lobster like monster.
Okay.
So it's 5 feet long.
So is there anything around us that we could potentially... Is there anything not made of metal that we could put it in?
I don't know, if it's got a bucket of water, maybe it would love that. Or a big barrel.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean,
unclear.
would it fit
You don't
in the
see
barrel?
anything. Its head would stick out, its front legs. It'd look like Oscar the Grouch type deal. You couldn't trap it in there, I don't think.
Or a hermit crab.
All right, so your first action is to throw your sword away. Your
Yep.
second action?
I mean... we're trying to pacify this thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Second action is to draw my sap.
Okay.
Action is to just smack it on the head to try and knock it out.
Okay.
Actually, no, I lied. My second action is to just grab it. I'm just gonna try and grapple it, and hopefully someone can find something to put this in.
It's bigger than you are, but okay.
I didn't say I was smart.
Has to be a Titan wrestler.
Oh, this is all right. So this is a -2 to the roll.
Mm-hmm. 10.
Oh,
10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10 ain't gonna make it.
Nope. Okay.
Because it's like it's fortitude DC, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can try it again, but that is an attack action, which means your next one will be at -5.
No, I know. Now I'll draw the sap just to start smashing its head until it falls
Okay.
asleep.
Falls asleep. It's a unique way of putting that.
Okay, so the feather-faced lobster is very interested in the sword. You just slid underneath of it, and it is going to attack the sword.
Great.
So it's going to do, how many hit points did we say the sword had? 35?
36. I have it written down.
36. Okay. So the sword takes 10 more damage.
Okay, so it's at
Then it takes-
-17.
Then it takes 13 more damage.
Okay. Which is 17. 30. So
30.
it has 6 left. Ha!
Then it takes 5 more damage.
So it has. It's broken, by the way. The sword is broken.
It's real broken. It is 1 hit point left out of 35 or 36. Jeez.
Yeah.
But that's what the feather-faced lobster is going to take its turn doing. Pythagoras, you're up.
Does it look like its cage or its little zoo area is anywhere nearby?
So what you know is that this fence to the east is the external fence to the menagerie. So this creature probably used to be somewhere inside of the fenced area, and you are guessing that it's the entrance to the menagerie is somewhere to the south because you haven't seen it as you came from the north. So it seems like likely it's to the south.
Does it look like you could jump the fence?
It's got creepy, spindly, spidery legs, but it looks like more like it's a low to the ground type thing. But maybe it could. It's a 10-foot fence.
Alrighty. And
Pick it up
is
and throw it in.
Yeet.
Pythagoras' idea here, over the course of his actions, is probably try to grab something like a box or something along those lines from the blacksmith area, and bring it over to the fence area. I've got a bag of caltrops, and as part and parcel of all that process, I'm going to try to lure it over the fence by dropping some caltrops and then tossing some more over the fence.
Okay. If you go into the blacksmith area, you can probably find a crate. You can try to drag over there.
Okay. I'll try to come in here, grab it. And by the way, I'm moving through its threatened zone, but I think I still have Sanctuary up, even though I went unconscious. I don't know.
Sure. We'll say yes. Because it's not a concentration duration spell, is it?
Don't actually know. 1 second. Let me check this spell script. I'll throw it out in the because I think I can cast it on other people, so it might not be. It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
So
Only if you do a hostile action does it end.
Right. Duration is 1 minute. Duration, sorry, is 1 minute. So yeah, if it's a concentration spell, you got to spend an action every round keeping it up, but it's not. So it should just be continuing to run. So this turn, if you want to go in and kind of try to grab a crate, you can begin that. Or if you want, you can just try to throw some caltrops at it and then throw some over the fence, hoping it'll get the idea and jump over.
That actually, and I mean, like, I'll, instead of giving him a box, I'll like lean over, like I'll give him a boost up over it, but I'll move up and just do the action with the caltrops to toss them out and toss them over there and just be like,
Okay. Nisreen, you are up.
Is there anything left of the sword?
There are little bits of the sword. Like, imagine like a turkey leg, and it's got like it might have the bone of the turkey leg left.
Okay, because my idea was kind of to seeing what Pythagoras is doing, and since its focus is currently on the sword, to like what we do with Padme and kind of grab it from her, and then like kind of lead, the lead it by the sword essentially, and hoping that it'll also see the caltrops be like, ooh, all those tasty snacks over there, sort of thing. Is that a possibility?
Yeah. Padme is well trained for me to take things out of her mouth. You don't think this thing is going to be as well trained to do that? It won't take it very kindly, at least. Unfortunately, that's definitely a risk to try to reach in there and grab the sword out from under it with a little bit of its left.
I'm not saying you can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying there's a risk.
Sure, I'll take that risk. I'm not terribly bright either. So what do I do? Like a reflex, I guess, to snatch it?
Nope. This thing doesn't have an attack of opportunity, so you lucked out. It's actually it does. Don't worry about it.
Now I'm very worried about it.
So you reach down and grab the sword.
Uh-huh.
That's an action. And now you're gonna like just toss it over the fence.
I'm going to walk with it. So I guess
Aha.
would it be a conditional? Like
Then
I'm
that-
leading it.
Provokes an attack of opportunity.
Boo.
Okay, even if I'm
So-
like, I'm still like giving it to him. It's like I'm trying to feed it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just attack me. It's fine. This is dumb.
Its attack of opportunity is specifically a creature carrying a metal item attempts to move out of a square within the reach of the monster. That's all it is. So you grabbed its toy, its attention was on you, and then you started moving, and it did not appreciate it. So it's going to try to trip you.
Okay.
It's a tail strike. 22 to hit.
Clearly a hit.
So it does 7 damage and it knocks you prone.
Ugh.
Hello. Scene. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I guess for my last one, I'll remember that I'm stupid about that and just throw it over the fence then. Be like, I'll get you another one. Or you can have my dagger on the meantime. She'll say
It's
2 reds.
you can see its little eyeballs, little beady eyes follow the sword over the fence. All right, Raynell.
I'm going to hold my action for now. I want to see what this feather lobster does to what my friends have done so far. So I'm going to hold for right now.
All right, so Raynell is going to delay, meaning after anyone's turn after this, you can say, hey, I want to go now, and you'll be put back in the initiative. But that's going to bring us to 3 o'clock. So this is a great place to stop. Mid-combat, some weird lobster feather-faced creature is mauling our party. You are desperately trying to not kill it and also maybe put it back in its pen. We'll see what happens next time when we come back. So I think I've got this watch, I believe.
Yep. Let me just make sure I have it properly set up. I do not. All right. Cast as always. Remember to mute and take it away, honey.
Hello? Did it happen? Oh, yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. So, do you guys know what the term TPK means? It's pretty niche. Yes, Felix. Should this be a trained mount to a person who doesn't use any metal, they can be useful. This one's only 5 feet long, though, so you'd have to be like a small creature to use it. I don't think dwarves would be appropriate, but maybe gnomes, or perhaps a kobold or a Ysoki. So, oof, this is a tough one, right? And you got the giant rooster to the south, whatever is screeching inside of that shop. Our heroes are definitely in for a rough ride. And they haven't even got inside yet. That's my favorite part. There's also a thing that I prepared for this adventure that I fear we're not going to get to, but it's fine, and I'll get to it later. Yep. Named Turnpike. Right, it's a turnpike where you go directly into the ground, and then you get new friends. Let's just point back here. Maybe super easy to solve. The way that the adventure is written, it's actually not supposed to. It's supposed to fight until incapacitated. But to peel back the curtain just a little bit, this monster is a level 4 monster for our level 1 party. So not only is it a little above what I would expect them to be able to handle, but in addition, it has its other neat little feature of ruining all your stuff. So I always appreciate creative solutions, and if they want to try to lure it with a trail of breadcrumbs back to its cage, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be able to do that. There is some other stuff going on here with regard to why it broke out in the first place and why all the creatures are out. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, extra danger. Does anybody else remember a time when someone was kind of freaking out and foaming at the mouth? I'm sure that's just a red herring. But I will say that this party is probably the best party for that thing to be fighting. Although also, to be fair, and it could just be that they're under-leveled for it, but in games past, these type of creatures weren't super deadly. They were just annoying because they ruined your stuff. Whereas this one, it hits pretty hard. I mean, it's got the trip attack. So in Pathfinder First Edition, there would be creatures with knockdown or grab, and if they hit you with that attack, then you were knocked prone or grabbed, right? So in Second Edition, an attack will have a knockdown or grab tag on it, and that means that if they have another action, they can use that. They can use an additional action to then trigger that knockdown or that grab. This creature has what's called improved knockdown, which means triggering the knockdown is a free action. So it doesn't have to spend another action to do it, as long as it's not already out of actions. But yeah, Felix, you got it. That's what it is. Shape change into a feather-faced lobster, which is what we're going to call them until somebody figures out in character what they are. Just got a couple empty chairs here. It's all good. So yeah, so what do you guys think that the clucking down south or the screeching in that building? You know, what do you think they're going to be? But again, this party doesn't really have a lot of metal objects. I was expecting, because for some reason I thought Nisreen had like heavy armor, like full plate or something on. And I was like, ooh, this is going to be real bad. And then I remembered she just has like hide armor, leather wraps on her hands. So this creature is going to starve to death on this party. You really hope the large rooster is not what you think it is. What could it possibly be? I mean, it's probably just an oversized chicken, right? I mean, Rhett did make a knowledge check to determine that that's what it was. A recall knowledge, as it were. But yeah, this adventure opens with some very iconic monsters to fight, or to deal with, right? So you got goblins to start with, 2 goblin chefs duking it out in the streets, and then skeletons. Everybody loves a good skeleton, low level. Completely normal chicken with completely normal eyes. I can tell you it does have completely normal eyes. The creature you're thinking of, if it's the same creature that it is, only has its thing happen when it pecks you. So, complete normal chicken. Okay. All right, we all good? Thumbs up, everybody. We got 1. We got 2. Looks like everybody's... Yeah, I think you're thinking of a different creature, or it could just be different in Second Edition. Come back.
Always like a second behind. And we're back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We are
A
back.
couple.
Yep. So me and the people out there were talking about turnpikes and nothing else. Don't worry about it.
You get a couple good hits in, and then you get all cocky, man.
It's so. To be fair, I don't want you guys to die because I like these characters,
Right.
and I'm really rooting for you guys to succeed. Because that's how the adventure happens. If I kill you in, the 6th page of book 1, there's 6 other books that I have paid for that we're not going to get. There are 5 other books that I'm not going to get to use. So,
There's-
I want you guys to. Yeah,
But Theodora would get to give us new drawings.
That's right.
it's true.
That's what everybody wants, right? Theodora to draw more?
Yes.
It's certainly not the worst part of our podcast
It's me. I'm the worst part of the
or
podcast.
Twitch show, whatever this is. I'm an old person. All right, so there we were, face to face with a feather-faced lobster. One of your party members was taken down and brought back up by the quick application of ratty fingers.
Yeah.
And now your cleric is trying to breadcrumb trail the feather-faced lobster over the fence, because even though it's craving water, it seems like this metal stuff too. It's very strange.
I mean, how else are you gonna like wash that water down but with some like really hard metal?
Well, like metal's just really hard water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how science works.
I'm pretty sure. So, everybody out there, thanks for sticking around. We do appreciate everybody who's hanging out with us today. And let's get back to it. So, Rhett, Sean, have you
Yes.
taken some time, kind of drink, figured out what it is your character is going to do?
Yes, I had 2 shots of Jack Daniels.
Okay,
I started rolling up a new character.
good plan.
Sure. Yeah.
Just to be safe. Well, now that I have my sap out and there is a trail of breadcrumbs that hopefully this creature will go after, I'm going to move away and start heading towards the giant chicken.
Okay, nothing like starting 2 fights at once.
Yeah, why not? We're doing so well.
Mhm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I hear yelling from in there.
You hear the screeching sounds, like the squawking of a large bird. You also hear a person kind of yelling. The person doesn't seem like they're being injured, more that they're just like angrily yelling at whatever this creature is.
Okay. I look at Renal and go, and point to the door like,
I shake my head next to you as well. I'm like,
All right. Then I'm going to move again, closer to the chicken. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna read some things for you.
Okay. That's all I wanted. I just wanted the box text to be read.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Little story time. Tents, wagons, and carpets displaying goods for sale define a small marketplace just outside of the zoo's fence. Panicked merchants shout from behind the wagon doors or tightly closed tent flaps. On one of the carpets, a life-size statue of a merchant wraps its arms around an array of fine vases, as if trying to protect them from something.
Oh,
Several other small rugs and pillows have been piled haphazardly in the market center, around which stalks a strange creature resembling a bat-winged chicken screeching challenges. And now that you have closed upon it, Screechy McChicken is going to roll for initiative.
Great. So I still have another 5 feet that I can move.
Do you have 25 feet?
Oh no, I don't, because I'm small. I have, what is my speed? No, it is 25 feet. I don't have 30. We're gonna go here. And is this a big hole in the fence that I'm seeing right here?
Give me 1 second. Yes, that looks to be the gate of the fence.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it's torn open. It looks like that's the entrance to the menagerie.
I'm going to shout back to my group. Excuse me, the gate seems to be open. Maybe if we start chasing things and we can like herd them back in and then close the door?
There does not appear to be a door.
Scratch that, chase them back in, and build a door. Got it.
All right, is that 2 actions, 3 actions?
That's
How long
2
did it take you?
actions. That's
Okay.
2 actions. This door right here intrigues me, but judging from the looks on the faces of my colleagues here, they don't want me to go there yet.
I'm just curious, out of character right now. So is Rhett like our Sherlock Holmes? He's the planner of the group, and he makes the plan that we enact? Is that what we're saying here?
I guess.
So part of being a Yosoki is you're very inquisitive and you like to explore things.
Okay. I got it.
So that's the problem, is he wants to be smarter than he is, but he also like scurries around and looks at everything and then comes back and is like, I got a plan. But that
Right.
tends to cause some problems.
Okay.
I'm also curious of what's inside here that caused everything to be opened. I'm going
It's
to
very mysterious.
It is. I'm going to actually try and. No, I failed the roll on this already, so I can't do that. But I can try and hide. So I'm going to use stealth to like hide under some of the loose rugs and everything like that.
Can you use stealth while something is staring at you?
Oh, is it staring directly at me?
Yes. I said it screeched as you approached, and it rolled initiative.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay. So you walked up to right now. You're like, well, should I go in that door? He's like, no. And then you ran out and then ran back, and you're like, we've got a problem.
Yeah. Giant bat chicken.
The giant thing that we were avoiding down there is coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Soup's weird.
But I also found the gate, and I figured out that they all escaped because the gate is open.
So they came out of an opening.
Yes. So, also, my concern is if we lure something back in there, it will be distracted for a few minutes and then come right back out towards the armor person, because it seems to like water and metal.
In equal parts.
Yes.
Let's one problem at a time.
Yep.
Problem 1, getting them inside. Problem 2, keeping them in can be solved later.
Problem 3, this giant bat chicken is running up behind me.
I mean, it's not a problem for me, but it certainly is about to be a problem for you.
Sounds like a personal problem is becoming a group problem.
Yes. So the chicken is running towards you, squawking and clucking, and it goes to peck you with its beak.
Don't let
How
it.
rude.
Don't let it.
No, I'm in complete control of this. Don't worry, guys.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Hi.
What is your AC, Rhett?
What'd you roll, Matt?
What is your AC, Shot?
16.
Ooh, that's very interesting. It misses. So it goes to peck you and it misses.
I
Thank goodness.
speak in fright, in fear.
All right, and this turn, the feather-faced lobster is going to move here. And for a second action, it's going to gobble up some caltrops. And then for its third action, it's going to move here.
Okay.
Get rid of these
I'm
caltrops.
going to take my turn after it goes.
Okay.
All
Right now, you're up.
So they seem to have the feather lobsters somewhat controlled by feeding it caltrops, which sounds too pointy for me to eat. And I'm going to turn and deal with this other problem that's appeared behind me.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Sean feels bad. It's like, I got it over closer so we can do things now.
What knowledge would it be to identify what this is?
This is a beast, so it would be nature.
Oh, perfect. Exactly the one I wanted. Yes.
You don't know. It looks like a giant normal chicken, like someone has overgrown a giant chicken, and it's ugly. Something is definitely wrong with its wings. It might have mange. Do birds get mange? Anyway.
They get mites, so yeah, technically, I guess.
Yeah, because
Okay.
its wings are devoid of feathers. They're bad looking.
It's
So.
angry at my at my Yosoki friend here, right?
It is definitely seems to resent the fact that he got so close to it.
How heavy are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Not heavy at all. I think I'd put him at a little chubby for a rat folk, actually. So he is 70 pounds.
70 pounds?
Yep,
Would you let me pick you up?
absolutely.
Okay. I try to pick him up. He's a little heavier than I would have hoped.
Yep,
I'm going to try to, like, look what I've got. You want the rat, and then I'm going to run around, and I'm going to try to get him to chase me inside the gate.
okay.
That is my ultimate plan.
So, I believe, what is it, 5 pounds is one bulk, something like that?
Yes.
Right, so you just picked up 14 bulk worth of rat.
Okay. I'm not sure how the bulk system works.
So, you have a strength rating, which then gives you a carrying capacity, or a limit how many bulk you can have. So if you look at your inventory, your maximum bulk you can possibly carry is 14.
The maximum
Your
bulk I can possibly carry, or
Yes.
okay,
You're currently carrying 3.
so I would be overbulked by 3.
Right. You'd literally be. You couldn't move while carrying him.
I couldn't move while carrying him. Could I?
Correct.
I don't want to say could I move while dragging him.
I mean, sure, you can move like roughly 10 feet per move action, something to that effect.
I get your plan, though. So, can you yeet me?
Can I yeet you over the fence? Is that your question?
There's no way. There's no way you're going to hurl a 70-pound person over a 10-foot fence. Sorry.
How about towards the opening of the gate?
Okay. Okay. Well, can I get him to the gate and shove him over in my 3 actions?
Oh, like up to the wall and then push me over?
If I can just like get over, which is 5 feet over, and then get him over.
I would say that you cannot. However, you can get to the wall and push him up. And then on his turn, if he wants to scramble over, he can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
He looks lighter than he actually is. It's all that working out you've done. A lot of mass.
All right. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't make Rhett go on top, but you're both in the same square.
Okay.
Pythagoras, you're up.
Pythagoras is going to continue leaning over. In fact, if I haven't tossed the entire bag of caltrops over at this point, I'll use my first action to sort of do that.
Okay.
In my second and third action, I prepare a divine lance for in the event that their plan fails, that I'll lay some suppressive fire on the cockatrice.
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right, Nisreen, you were upended by the tail of the feather-faced lobster, but you have tossed the sword over the fence, so hopefully it will go find it.
Nisreen will take her turn to get up and detangle herself from things, which I guess will also give her time to be, watching both sides of things just to decide what to deal with.
Okay,
So,
no, that's good.
yeah.
That's a great idea. So 1 action to get up, 2 actions to get out of your,
Yes.
I guess your backpack swiveled around and was over your
Right.
front or something.
Exactly.
And right yourself there. Okay, great. All right, Rhett, you're standing on Raynell's shoulders. He's trying to lift you up with shaky arms over this fence.
I jump over the fence.
Okay. So you fall 10 feet,
Yep.
and you take your falling damage.
Which is 1d6.
It's just half the number of feet that you fall.
Oh, so 5.
Yep.
That hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember
All
falling
right.
damage in 2nd edition is no joke.
That's
No.
right.
No, it is not. Great. I'm then going to... How would I taunt the chicken?
Oh, also, if you take any damage and you fall, you land prone.
I land prone. So the second action will be to stand up.
Okay.
And then can I taunt the chicken? What would that be?
You take out some spices and you just start rubbing them off.
Yeah.
I figured that would either be like a or diplomacy check.
It would be nature.
Nature to taunt the chicken. All right, let's
Yeah,
do this.
Any kind of social skill you're using with an animal or a beast would be nature.
That is too
Kentucky
funny.
Fried Chicken. Yes.
3.
Oh no!
Cool. The chicken forgets about you.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
I am hero pointing this.
Too good not to.
Hero point right there. Take it.
Okay.
How could I roll worse?
Oh, don't say that now. Okay.
I stole your number 14.
Keep it, please.
All right. Hey, I'm over here. Come get me. Quack, quack.
Ugh, too funny. Is that how you're taunting it?
Yes.
Oh my.
So you land and start doing that. And as you look around, you realize that the
God.
building that you're directly next to
Oh no. Oh no.
is a red and white striped canvas roof covering the menagerie's open air food stand.
Okay.
From inside of that building, you hear the sounds of loud snuffling and gulping, as if one or more creatures is ravenously devouring something.
Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything is awesome. All right, my turn.
Boring conversation anyway.
So at this point, the chicken will move up to Raynell with its first action and try to peck at him with its second action.
I'll fire my divine lance at that point when the plan fails.
Okay, so you ready? So that would technically mean that you go, like, you interrupt the action.
Mm.
So lance away.
Oh,
So it's an attack 13.
indeed.
It will blow over its head.
Okay.
And it is going to continue its pecking of Raynell.
Oh jeez.
Does a 30 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
This creature
it's a close one, but it does.
Okay. This is also a named character.
No, jeez.
Perfect. It
So let's...
All right, so my next character is a
is a druid.
a goblin.
hoping it's not
who
slashing.
sells pickles.
It's a goblin who sells pickles.
Yes.
Yes.
It is piercing damage.
Those fried foods.
I've
Nailed.
reformed myself.
Okay, so here we go. Nailed in place. As the bow critical specialization effect. If this is a melee weapon, you must drop the weapon to gain this effect. If the attack already had... Okay, so it doesn't. So basically it's just double damage, so it does 12 damage.
Oh,
Good lord.
God.
And I believe that's enough, yeah. That he is unconscious. Also, I need you to make a fortitude save.
oh. It may save you in the end.
Fortitude save.
So that's not a critical failure, which is good.
You're also not saying it's a success.
It is definitely not a success. So in addition to being unconscious, you are also slowed 1.
Well, when
Okay.
you're unconscious and dying, you can't be slower. So
Actually, question. Am I unconscious at 0 or at -1?
At 0 you are.
At
There are no
0?
negative hit points any longer.
Okay. So that took me precisely to 0, so
Oh.
I'm unconscious.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, these icons are so small. I'm going to give you a stinky butt icon for being slow.
Mm. Can I get another one for being unconscious?
There, have some star eyes.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
I'm a disco stinky butt.
Okay, and then for its third action, it's going to remember there was a rat, and it's going to go chasing after it.
Our plan works 50% of the way.
All right. Next would be the feather-faced lobster. It will eat the caltrops in its space. It will move over, and it will eat the caltrops in the next space. And that will be its turn. Raynell, you do not go because you are now directly after the... Because in second edition, if you get knocked unconscious, your initiative changes to directly after the thing that knocked you unconscious. Because on your turn, you need to make your death saving throws. And that way you don't get knocked unconscious, and then before anybody can do anything, you bleed out and die. So you have at least a full round before you are dead, always. But that'll make it Pythagoras' turn.
All right. I've tossed the bag of caltrops already, so I'm moving down here. Unfortunately, this is the same day as the skeleton fight, correct?
Correct.
So I am out of healing, so I'm going to come down and use 2 actions to stabilize. Oh, it's got a range of 30 feet too, so I could have done it from standing there, but still I wanted to move up, so
Yeah.
either way.
Okay. Okay. So you remain unconscious, but you lose the dying condition, which is actually pretty good. All right, and that will bring it to Nisreen.
So, Nisreen can clearly see that the plan, at least up here, seems to be working with the feathery-faced lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Things are not good. And it seems that the plan was sort of working. She kind of wants to see if she can go and help and make sure that Rhett will not get eaten. I think that's one move, right?
I mean, at this point, he deserves it.
She will do her. Can I line up a third action just in case the cockatrice gets too close or snaps at Brett, and kind of hold action till then? Is that a thing? I forget.
So readying an action is 2 actions and it ends your turn.
I see. Well, I've moved
And
twice.
the cockatrice and the big chicken is going to go this way, like down that way, and this is where the opening is. So he'll probably be running around that way and then back up to get at Red, since Red is on the other side of the fence.
Okay, then as my last action. Damn it. And I don't know that there's an opening. We didn't see an opening on this side, correct?
I did yell. Oh, up to the north.
Did you?
I didn't yell. I yelled
He
about
did.
this one down here.
Okay.
When he came down, he yelled about the opening.
Okay.
Okay, well, then.
So if you wanted to,
Yep.
your second action could have been to do your sudden charge
Yep.
and attack the big chicken. If you wanted to. If you don't want to attack the chicken and you're just going to wait and see what happens, that's fine. Just letting you know.
I do not want to attack the chicken just yet. If
Okay.
there's a way, again, like the way I really wanted to build her was to be a grapple character, but grapple in this edition just is not conducive, I feel. So I would have preferred to grapple it and then just like haul it all over my shoulder sort of thing, but that's not a thing. So I think for
Right.
now this is as far as I move, and I will keep watch.
Okay.
To see what
And
happens.
from behind you, you hear the sound of a screeching of like a large bird, and it sounds like wood splintering.
In
And then
here.
some in the double doors, yeah, behind you.
Okay.
And you hear a voice like kind of chastising whatever this thing is.
One thing at a time. Yeah.
Stop it! Just stop it right now.
One thing at a time. Yep. that's-
Okay.
Wait, what? You're only supposed to do one encounter?
Yes,
at a
Sean.
time?
Yes.
Nah, just chain them. It's like an XP multiplier, right?
No.
Oh.
What was the plan? So we got you over there to lure it over that way, but what was the plan after it's lured over there? You're still over there yourself, and the other creature will be there soon.
I'm just gonna keep running.
Got it.
So
Speaking of which, Rhett, you're up.
I reach my little mousy arms through the small gap right here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to attempt to treat wounds on my fallen comrade.
Oh man, no, there's no way you're.
No. Okay.
No.
Dang. All right.
Good
So-
thought,
Lame.
but it's, with the
Lame.
fence in between you, I don't think it's.
With
All right.
advantage?
So I'm going to.
That's fair, Pete. So you said give him some kind of disadvantage.
I mean, he could still get his arms through there, but it'd be more difficult than a normal.
Yeah.
All right, I like
You
that.
wanna-
I'm
you
a
wanna
big
increase
fan of
the
increasing difficulty rather than just denying you to do something, because rolling a natural 20 is always a lot of fun when it counts. So yeah, I'm gonna say you have a -2 because it's really hard to see, but you are very
Okay.
small, so that's the only reason I'm gonna let you do this at all. So yeah,
All right. So the DC is essentially a 17 now.
correct.
Okay. Cool. So let's try it.
Camera
well,
fingers in his
either way.
nose, sir.
Was worth a try.
13.
Yeah. 13. I tried.
I feel like you just like shove some bandages through the wall and then just like drop them in, and you don't know what to do.
I'm like, uh-oh.
He lost his grip on them.
My short arms. No.
Just land on its face. Did it work?
Yeah.
Um,
And
I'm going
was
to
that
then-
battle medicine?
Yes.
Okay. So he's still immune to battle medicine for the day, correct?
I believe so.
Whether it works or not, I believe he's still immune.
Does not remove wound, treat wounds.
No.
The target has an
Is it?
I will look it up in a second. I don't.
Okay, what
think
is
it
your-
does? But let me do my rest of the action so the cockatrice
Okay.
can come and eat me. So
The what?
second
The what now?
action, the giant bat chicken.
Okay, good.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm just exploring now. 5.
No, not
Okay,
again.
hold on.
Hold on.
This is what happens when you run ahead. There are more things to describe.
Yay, more box text.
So what people can't see is that he is currently running between some buildings. He ran to the right a little bit. When he went past the concession stand, he cut south. But he's running next to a lake, like an artificial lake in the middle of the kind of like the complex. A large decorative pool lined on the north and west sides by benches serves as the centerpiece of the menagerie's open-air exhibits. Rocks painted white to resemble icebergs stud the artificial pond, and oversized wooden cutouts depicting smiling penguins wearing top hats have been placed around the pool's edges. The only actual penguin in the exhibit stands at the peak of the largest painted rock, squawking frantically. The surface of the water is murky with blood and feathers.
No.
Additionally, the exhibit is surrounded by educational plaques that cite astonishing facts about penguins.
So what I want to know, where the hell are the zookeepers during all this?
Or one's in the room there yelling at the thing.
So my question is, where are we supposed to put them? Like, I haven't seen any cages, which is what I'm actually running around looking for. Like, where are we supposed to put these creatures once we do what we do with them? Or are we supposed to knock them out, or like take them to 0 and then
Right? Like,
Well, can you see this cage here to the south?
I just now see the door. Yes, I
Okay,
see the wheels
so-
at least.
Right. So that is actually a wagon with bars for windows, and that would be a large, like transport wagon for that would hold a creature.
Great, that's
And there
what
are
I
a
need.
cluster of them to this area. Yes.
Yeah, I see. Now that I move the map a little bit more, I see 3 cages. So, and since I can see the doors here, are they closed or opened currently?
They are closed.
They are closed. All right. So my third action is to finish my second action is finish my move here.
That's interesting.
And
no, no.
It's very interesting.
Goodbye, Rhett.
I have one more action. 5, 10.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Go ahead. All right.
20.
Okay.
And can I look? Does the door have bars on it as well?
It does not. It's solid.
Oh. Ew. Well,
The sides do.
yeah, okay. Well then, yeah,
Same thing,
15, 20, 25. I look in the cage. Is there anything in there?
There is not.
All right, great. I didn't want to open the door if there was a creature already in there. So that's my 3 actions.
I'm sorry. I'm wrong. As you
Oh.
look in, you come face to face with the statue of a monkey leaning out of the cage, his stone arm extended between the bars. And as you look around, various creatures fill these rolling cages, many of them howling and agitated behind the bars of their enclosures.
So looks like the cockatrice came from here. Sorry, leather monkey chicken.
Puppy monkey baby?
Puppy monkey baby.
Yes, the giant chicken creature is currently on the outside of the fence. That's all you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, so this one has a stone monkey in it.
Mhm.
I can't. It's a hard edge. Never mind. Okay. So I'm just gonna hopefully open this one and get the chicken inside. All right, that's my turn.
Okie doke.
Provided I don't turn into a statue or a Medusa doesn't show up, you know.
It's probably what's in there. That
Or
brings
a
us to chicken
basilisk.
or a gorgon. All right, so now it's Chicken Boy's turn. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So the big chicken basically runs up, for those who can't see, and is right now face to face with Rhett. Beak to beak, nose to nose, beady eye to beady eye. Raynell, you're unconscious.
I don't know if there's much I can do in this state.
So I think you can still make a fortitude save, because if you pass that, you still wake up, I think. You go to 1 hit point and wake up. Or no,
Okay.
are you at 0 and awake? Something like that.
Well, I'm already at 0.
If you are unconscious because you are dying, you can't wake up while you have 0 hit points. If you are restored to 1 hit point or more via healing, you lose the dying and unconscious condition.
Oh, okay.
So I
never
had already
mind.
been stabilized.
Correct.
Oh, so if you are unconscious and at 0 hit points but not dying, you naturally return to 1 hit point and awaken after sufficient time passes.
How long is
Oh.
sufficient time?
The GM
Typically,
determines how long you remain unconscious from a minimum of 10 minutes to several hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least 10 minutes unless you get healed back. So, okay. So I'm just going to pass you. The feather-faced lobster is now scurrying, trying to climb up the fence. He's got athletics. Yeah, he makes it over. So he kind of leaps with all his lobstery legs and scrambles, barely catches the top, and hurls himself over.
Takes falling
And you hear-
damage.
You hear like snuffling sounds. That's fair. As he lands on the other side and is now looking for more snacks. Pythagoras, you're up.
I don't think my initial idea of using face in the crowd is going to work here, because it allows you, when in a crowd of roughly similar creatures, and they're not similar creatures, but they're all weird looking, so you can make yourself look nondescript amongst them, but I don't think it's gonna help too much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Whoever's behind that door is going to have to hold out by themselves for a little bit longer, because we've got a situation here. And 5, I'll move to there. And let me see what. I'm not going to interrupt the chicken scenario, because I think he's got that situation under control. But I am gonna try to look around inside here and see if there's anything that we might have missed or that could be useful to us, trying to get some of these things wrangled. So I'll try perception, I guess.
Okay. Looks like I got a 14. All right. So while you're there, since you're the first person to go through the actual gate, the 10-foot-high wooden fence surrounds the menagerie proper, enticing passerbys with colorful murals of fantastic beasts. The gate of the main entrance stands open beneath an arch featuring a cartoon of a rust monster wearing a top hat, flanked by the words, "Knight's Marvelous Menagerie, home of Rusty the Rust Monster." It looks suspiciously like a feather-faced lobster. An abandoned ticket kiosk stands just inside, behind which sprawls the zoo's manicured lawn and meandering dirt paths. To the northeast, a windowless wooden building with 2 distinct wings defines the far sides of the menagerie grounds, while a variety of wagons fill the south end and a few smaller structures stand to the north.
All right. Does it look like that there's any means to close the gate, or that the gate is completely, like, the gate has been blown off its hinges or something like that?
It's an archway. It's not really a gate.
Okay.
There's like
Isn't
an arch over top with the Rusty the Rust Monster banner there.
But it is the entrance. It's not. Gate is a misnomer.
No problem. Well, I'll end my turn there with saying, hey, I'm not so sure. I mean, is there another term for that creature? It's like this thing says it's a rust monster. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Nisreen, you're up.
I'm at a loss, honestly, of what to do. Good lord. Okay, so Renell is out, but he's stabilized. Yes?
Correct.
Yes.
There is nothing I can do for him because I have no healing whatsoever. I know for a fact that to my right, stage left, house left, there is scuffling, there's something going on there, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull a rat. I'm gonna go see what's through the... Oh no.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I don't know.
You shut up, John. You shut your dirty face.
I'm gonna pull a rat.
It's coined now. Whenever you go off and do a thing, we're calling it a rat, okay?
My friend Rob will be very proud, or very relieved that it's no longer called
a Rob.
doing a Rob. All right.
I do believe we were tasked with getting the animals inside the zoo
Correct.
and nothing else. So as long as we get all the animals in the zoo, we succeeded.
Like,
Are you opening the door?
can I like stealth listen or peek in or something just to like get a sense of what I'm getting into rather than just knocking the door in?
Sure. You can roll stealth while you open the door to see if the thing inside will not notice you.
But there's a person in there too, right?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, how about this? Nisreen will, instead of doing that, be like, is the Edgewatch, is everything okay in there? Do you need help? Does she hear a response back, I guess?
You do.
Huh?
Let me scroll. You hear a female voice from inside.
Mm-hmm.
She's, yes, get in here and help me and save my produce. You can't tell from her tone which she would like you to do more.
Is it a menagerie animal, madam?
Of course it is.
Okay, I'm on my way. And she will step through the door since there's no way of making it stealthy. But I'll make a point of order to open it calmly and not pull a Brent's paladin from a previous game and just break all the doors down.
What? All my door opening was stealthy.
By just throwing it off its hinges. Oh no. Oh no.
The inside of this greengrocer's shop is a mess of smashed fruit and spilled vegetables, with overturned bins and shelves scattered across the floor. A counter runs across the south end of the shop, guarding a narrow door to a back room. On the north side of the space, a huge, shaggy beast with cruelly hooked beak tears apart a display of gold wine melons. You can see from the door to the south a small, slight face, like a thin female face, poking out. And she's like, just like frantically pointing at it. And she's like, save me and stop it.
Okay. I guess for my third action, Nisreen will move in. That's all I can do for right now, but I have a plan for next time.
Okay. So the creature roars and spins around on you.
She does not have any weapons. She's kind of like edging forward very carefully. Hey, hello there. It's okay.
Okay.
Everything is fine. I guess, do I roll diplomacy or is it just flavor?
It would be nature to try to calm it down.
Oh, Lord. We're in a city.
Nature seemed like a dumb skill when we started.
Oh!
How's a 20 freaking 1?
Nice. So that is a critical success.
Ooh.
You feel very confident that you are going to be able to get this thing to calm down. I'll let you make a reactive reflex save. I'm sorry, not reflex save. Perception check.
What? Okay. The perception check. I give up.
Everything's fine.
I give up.
The dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
Take it away. That's right.
Oh, goodness.
I give up.
Okay. So it's the creature's turn. This large, shaggy beast with a cruel, curved beak.
Oh.
Face to face with Nisreen. And, well, look at the time. It's 4 o'clock. So I guess we'll figure out what happens. The
No,
fate
don't do it.
of our
Don't do it.
heroes.
I've never done this to you
We'll
once.
see you. No, you've never.
Never?
Hey,
We'll
Cliff.
see you never.
Hanging on. No,
Why?
we'll definitely see people. 3 weeks. We'll do this again in 3 weeks. Thank you so much, everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much, our mods and everybody who chimed in on the chat. This was a lot of fun. I'm having a great time, even though this looks real bad.
Oh.
This is the best
It's a
game
lot
I've
of-
ever done.
A lot of fun, iconic monsters to start off an adventure path with. Even if our party members, the PC or the characters themselves, don't know what they are. I certainly enjoy the chance to run all these at once. Woof. Yeah. Okay. So
Looking forward to
aside,
Doom Chicken, sorry.
what's that?
Al is looking forward to all the Doom Chickens.
All the Doom Chickens, right? I'm surprised Al's not more excited about the last monster. I'm just saying.
Right?
The penguin.
The penguin. That's right.
The giant penguin?
The giant shaggy penguin. Also, here's a fun thing that we'll get to next time, maybe. The adventure path says that there are penguin facts all around the penguin enclosure, but it doesn't tell me what they are. So I found some. So there are now
Yes.
actual. I have things that if you end up going there and doing that, they'll be there. So if nothing else, you guys can tune in next time for penguin facts. It'll be fun, maybe if everyone's alive. All right.
Brett's just
So-
gonna dump his plan and just read penguin facts.
Hold on, chicken. I've got some facts to read.
Being unconscious gave me some time to update my journal preemptively.
Nice.
Good. And that's when things went dark.
Right? Oh, goodness. And I know
Full
nothing
screen.
more.
You're probably wondering how we got here. Well, let me explain.
I
Yeah.
was knocked out immediately and I have no idea.
Alrighty, friends.
All right.
Oh, you know what we didn't do this week?
What's that?
It's not gonna work. Yeah. We didn't do a dun-dun. I just did it.
Oh.
All right. I guess it's rating time.
Yep.
So currently, we are, I think, the second most viewed Pathfinder channel, which is
Thank
pretty
you,
cool.
everyone.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for making
that's
that
on you
happen,
guys.
Thank you.
The first
Thank
being
you.
Paizo themselves. So thank you so much. That is amazing.
Whatever.
So how
Padded
about we...
numbers.
So we can send it over to maybe new friends, or I don't know if Paizo will allow us to raid them, but they're playing Age of Ashes.
I hear that.
Yeah,
AP's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty okay.
What? Wonder what book they're in. Ooh, maybe we'll get some cool insight.
Yeah,
Well,
let's not send it to that one.
All right. So we're gonna send them over to a new friend called Behold
Yeah.
Roleplay. Alrighty, thank you so much, everyone, and see you in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, Saturday, 1
Yay.
o'clock.
Yeah. And all
Thanks.
this will officially be up on our, I was going to say Facebook, on our YouTube soon. Still working the kinks out on that. Anywho, bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. See you later. Thank you.
Rating. Da, da, da,
Oh,
da,
they're doing-
da, 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 da. Okay, let's just
They're
spend like a
doing-
couple